Citizens fight back against video surveillance intruding on their public privacy.
Everybody has something that they would not want displayed in public.
Everywhere you go, you're being watched.
Every single person should be afraid of surveillance cameras because everybody has something that they would not want displayed in public.
Bill Brown created Surveillance Camera Players, a New York street theater group that protests the proliferation of security cameras on city streets.
Up there are one of the surveillance cameras that have been installed here in New York. If you looked at that very quickly, you might assume that that was a street lamp, but that is in fact a very sophisticated surveillance camera. The cameras like that are so sophisticated that they can zoom in and see and count how much the value of the change is in your hand. So that when you have 10 cameras like that in a single place, you can be surveilled every step of the way.
It's been estimated that in some major cities, the average citizen is now observed by 300 separate surveillance cameras each day. To civil libertarians, these pervasive eyes raise troubling invasion of privacy issues.
We are not prepared to give our government unlimited authority in the name of bringing crime down, even if it's a very significant drop.
Norman Siegel is the executive director of the New York Civil Liberties Union.
There are places in New York City where if you walk on the public streets for even 3 or 4 blocks, everywhere you go, you're being watched.
This society is acquiring huge amounts of information about each and every person, and that surveillance camera is only going to put an image that sort of frames and completes that data profile.
The bottom line is, in New York City, there's no legislation regulating any of this, and we are concerned about that growing phenomenon.
Obviously, it shouldn't be used anywhere where people have a reasonable expectation of privacy.
Security expert Thomas Seaman anticipates a safer society with widespread video surveillance.
People generally don't have an expectation of privacy if they're on the public street, for instance, at a bus stop waiting for a bus. Whatever you do is open to public scrutiny.
But who will control all this videotape? And how will it be used?
It's a public trust when you use this technology. Both private security and public police should guard jealously, really, the information that they receive off of video cameras to make sure that that information is only used for legitimate purposes.
What there seems to be no question about is the impact video will have on the future of law enforcement and criminal justice.
I think the technology will explode on the scene.